Hello friends, this is class 6th PC Grammar lesson 8 verbs finite and non-finite, and this is our lecture 1 for this lesson. Points to be covered in today's class. Number 1, finite verbs will be explained with the help of examples. Non-finite verbs will be explained. Homework will be assigned. Then at last, previous homework solution will be discussed. First of all, the question arises, what are verbs? There are two kinds of verbs. Number 1, ordinary verbs. Number 2, auxiliary verbs. Number 1, ordinary verbs like speak, tell, read, go, laugh, stretch, sneeze, bathe, etc. In other words, I would like to explain that ordinary verbs are main verbs, or the actions you do since beginning of the day till late night. Means when you wake up, you put your step on the floor, then you go to the washroom, you brush your teeth, bathe, then you come back, take your breakfast, board your bus, go to the school, and since morning to evening to night, all the actions which are being performed by you, those are doing words or main verbs, and those are included in ordinary verbs. Next is auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are helping verbs, as I told you, as I explained you in our previous class. For example, will, have, can, must, is, has, had, shall, may, etc. Now, ordinary verbs have two types. One is finite verbs. Next is non-finite verbs, about which our chapter is. First of all, finite verbs. For that, study the verbs in bold in the following sentences, and the sentences are here. Geeta teaches in a school. Here our ordinary verb or main verb is teaches. Number 2, John and Divya teach in a school. Our main verb is teach. And the last one, my mother taught in a school. Here our verb is taught. Now you can see one main verb teach has been written in 3 different ways. When in the first sentence, when our subject is third person singular, there we have used s or es with the verb, and where the subject is third person plural, means more than one name is there, that is John and Divya, there we have used only verb first form. While in the third sentence, here we are talking about past tense, my mother taught in a school, there we used second form of the verb. So you can see how the verb how is it changed in all the sentences when the number of subject is changed, when the tense is changed. So the verbs which change their form with the change in number and tense are called finite verbs. I repeat, the verbs which change their forms with the change in number and tense are called finite verbs. Now, types of finite verbs. There are two types of finite verbs. One is transitive verbs. The second one is intransitive verbs. The question is, what are transitive verbs? Transitive verb is one which has an object. Now, the question is, how do we come to know whether the sentence or whether the verb has its object or not? Let us see the examples. Radha sings a song. Madhu likes mangoes. I read a book. In the first sentence, you can see the verb is sings. Radha sings what? When we get the answer of what or whom just after the verb, I repeat, when we get the answer of two question words, what or whom, just after the verb, not before the verb, after the verb. So there the verb has its object, otherwise verb does not have its object. So in first sentence, Radha sings what? A song. Madhu likes what? Mangoes. I read what? A book. In these sentences, the action denoted by the verb passes on to the object. When there is an object, that is called transitive verb. Now you can see here, if you can provide an answer to the question what or whom after a verb, the verb is transitive. Otherwise, it will not have its object and the verb will be intransitive. Now, intransitive verb. What is that? A verb which does not require an object to complete its meaning is called intransitive verb. So, the verbs after which we do not get the answer of what or whom, those are called intransitive verb. For example, if I say the birds fly in the sky, the birds fly where? So we are getting the answer of where just after the verb fly. So fly will be intransitive verb, it will not be transitive verb. For examples, the sun rose. Now here after verb, rose is second form of rise. Rise, so rose is second form, risen is third form. Rise, rose, risen. So after this verb rose, there is no object. Fire burns. Boys go to school. He fought bravely. Now in third sentence, boys go where? Here we are getting the answer of where. So this is intransitive verb as there is no object. When we get the answer of what or whom after the verb, that particular verb has object. Here go does not have object. So this is intransitive verb. He fought bravely. He fought how? We are getting the answer of how. So this is intransitive verb. Now, non-finite verbs. There are three kinds of non-finite verbs. First one is infinitive, second is participles, third is gerunds. Now I'll explain each of them one by one. I repeat, there are three kinds of non-finite verbs: infinitives, participles, and the third one is gerunds. First of all, infinitives. An infinitive is a plain form of the verb consisting of to plus verb. When we add to with verb, that becomes infinitive, and here its examples are to run, to jump, to see, to think, to be. The infinitive shows purpose or intention, that for what the work has been done, the purpose of work or any action which has been performed. For example, I went to the market to buy a pen. For example, I went to the market. Okay, why? What was the purpose? To buy a pen. So this was the purpose, to go to the market to buy a pen. So for purpose or for intention we use infinitives. There are two types of infinitives. To infinitive that I just explained, when we add to the verb, means to jump, to run, to see, to wait, to go, to buy. There we use to with the main verb or the positive verb. Number 2 is bare infinitive. What is the meaning of the word bare? Bare means without. So bare infinitive, its definition is an infinitive that is used without to is called a bare infinitive. One is to infinitive when the verb is used with to, and the other one is bare infinitive where the verb is used without to. For example, help me clean the room. Here I have not written help me to clean the room. Help me clean the room. Where to is not used with the verb, that is called bare infinitive. Now the question is, what are participles? The participles is second type of non-finites. Participles are derived from verbs and may act as adjectives. Adjectives are the words which describe noun or anything else. So those are adjectives. So when we have descriptive word in the sentence and that is the form of verb, so that is known as participles. Verbs ending in ing means ing form of the verb are called present participles. For example, reading, smoking, okay, and swimming. There are n number of verbs, watching, looking, which can be used as verbs and which are used as describing words. For example, the dancing girl, the girl who is dancing. So here we are talking about dancing girl. Dancing is our adjective, and on the other hand this is ing form of the verb as well. So ing form of the verb which is used as adjective is known as participle. The crying baby, the shooting star. And if I use this in a sentence, the barking dog chased the stranger. Chased means to follow. The barking dog followed the stranger. So here we are talking about the dog which is barking, and barking here is used as adjective or describing word of dog. Past participles are verbal adjectives which use the verb in the third form. Earlier I told you participles which used as adjective and which have ing form of the verb, and the second one is past participles which are used as adjectives and which have third form. So ing form of the verb or third form of the verb which are used as adjectives are known as participles. For example, In regular verbs, this non-finite verbs form ends in ed. Many also end in en. For examples, a delayed train, a broken window, a lost child. If I talk about the sentence, then the escaped convict was arrested by police. So escaped convict. So escaped will be third form of the verb which has also been used as an adjective. So here escaped will be past participle. Next type of non-finites is gerunds. Gerunds are derived from verbs and function as nouns. For examples, smoking is injurious to health. Reading provides me pleasure. So smoking is injurious to health. Here this is ing form of the verb which is used as noun. When ing form of the verb is used as adjective, that becomes participle, and when ing form of the verb is used as noun, that becomes gerund. Similarly, reading provides me pleasure. So here reading has been used as a noun. So this will be gerund. Now this is the time to assign you homework. Exercise 1. Put verbs in agreement with the subject in the following sentences. Use the present tense. Cats dash mice. For example, let me tell you one or two sentences, one or two answers. Cats eat mice, or cats chase mice. This cat often dash mice. Means this cat often what does she do? This cat often eat mice. This can often follow mice. The mouse dash in a hole. The mouse live in a hole. Now rest of the answers will be done by you only. Number 4. He dashed the truth. Rama and Hari dash football. The cow dash 2 horns. Number 7. Coconut trees dash very useful. April dash 30 days. My boots dash thick soles. Number 10. The books dash in the desk. Rats and mice dash much damage. Government dash the law. Now it's time to discuss our previous homework which was assigned in the last class. The question is, fill in the blanks with the correct auxiliary or modal verb given in the brackets. First is, I dash take a phone call. Must or can? I must take a phone call. Number 2. Dash you close the window please. In the options, there were two options, will or are. Will you close the windows please? Dash I go out. Am or can? Can I go out? She may arrive tomorrow. And the last one, dash I get a taxi for you. Shall or have? Shall. Hope you have checked your homework and many of your answers are correct. Please do your homework regularly and mail me on my email address hina.malhotra593@gmail.com. Hope you will do the same. Thank you so much.